I'm Raymond Levine, and this is my story. I grew up in Hollywood, California, which is just east of where we're recording today. I spent my entire childhood in the Hollywood Hills, first in one home and then to my parents' home on Bennett Drive. My father was born in Los Angeles. His mother came from Ireland, and my father's father came from Lithuania. They came over to Ellis Island and then eventually migrated to Los Angeles. My mother came from Germany in 1938 to get away from Hitler's Germany. My parents met at USC, University of Southern California. They weren't ostentatious. They didn't drive the nicest of cars or the most expensive. But what they spent their money on was they took us all on great vacations. We went to Canada, we went to Europe, we drove across the United States. We went camping and boating and fishing. They were really interesting vacations. I remember them fondly because it helped me to see what other places were like, what other people were like, what other cultures. And that helped in my growing up, that it wasn't just growing up in Los Angeles, that that people have lives in other cities and other countries. By the time I graduated, I just had average grades. I could have probably gotten into certainly gone to community college and then worked my way up to a regular four-year college. But what I decided to do, with the encouragement, especially of my father, who was a World War II veteran, I graduated in June, and in July I went into the Army. As most people would tell you when they go into the military, it is a different experience. And for me, it had experiences that I never would have had if I hadn't gone into the service, whether it's Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, because you're going to meet all different kinds of people. If you've never learned how to work together with people, they will make sure that you learn how to work together with people. I met people that I never would have met. I didn't know that people at 18 or 19 were married or even had children. I didn't really know people that were really poor. So we learned to help each other. It just really is indelible in my mind what it was like, meeting people, how it's affected the rest of my life, if nothing else, just being empathetic. When you're a Jewish kid growing up in Los Angeles and your parents are lawyers, no one would have thought Raymond Levine is going to go not just into the Army, but he's going to go into infantry airborne. I went into infantry airborne. I just felt I needed the adventure. I could have, been in desk jobs or administrative, but that's what I decided to do. And I'm pleased that I survived the experience. That was also an experience I never would have had, is that I went to Vietnam. And I saw, a lot of people that were injured and a lot of people that were killed. After the service, I always knew I was going to go to college. I was certainly mentally prepared that that's what I wanted to do. I went to community college, Pierce Community College in Woodland Hills. It was a wonderful experience. I liked the professors and I liked the courses. Taking, the basic courses, English and history and mathematics and sciences. I was learned enough that I was accepted to the University of Southern California. And I did very well at USC. I majored in international relations, and then I also minored in business. One of the things that I really regret is that they didn't have courses in negotiating. I really think that learning how to negotiate, it is essential not only just for business, but I think for life. A pivotal moment, an important moment, an essential moment is that my wife and I realized that it would be to our advantage to own a long-term care plan. I've been involved in financial services. I've been in commercial banking, I've been in mortgage banking, and also life insurance. I did that for many years, and then I retired for a while. My wife's parents had caregiving issues, and it affected them financially. That led me to actually look for us to get long-term care benefits. I'm an extended care benefits advisor. I design and sell long-term care insurance plans. It helps people when they have a accident or an illness or they have frailty or dementia, you have money to pay for care. I have clients that call me, or people that call me and say, "Hi, I need caregiving, but I don't have the money to hire somebody. What do I do?" And I feel badly about it, but this is something where you have to plan long before you need caregiving, because there's certain health issues and financial issues. And also what I ask people is, if you had owned a plan, what do you want it to do? And I think that's important for people to self-actualize. When the unexpected or even the expected happens, that you have a support system so that you don't feel alone, you don't feel depressed, you don't feel that you're asking your family to give up their careers or to curtail their careers because they need to help you with your caregiving. People always say, "Oh, I hear you." But what's most important, and I've learned this now through Chris Voss of Black Swan, is making sure that, not that I hear you, but do I understand you? Do I understand what your issues are? Do I understand how you feel? To learn negotiating skills would have been, very helpful in my life, and my personal opinions, I think, would be helpful for everybody else to learn negotiating in order to not only just hear, but to understand, what is important to somebody's life. I mean, I have a lot of circumstances now where somebody seems impatient, and something that I've learned is maybe there's something going on in their life. Maybe they're worried about something. Maybe something bothered them that day. Maybe they received information that was really disturbing. So I've learned to be more patient. It would have been really great if I had been aware of it. I probably would have been less annoyed. A key lesson I learned through failure is that I really didn't have the skills to ask somebody a question in order to get more information. I would think of an answer of what I wanted to say rather than to say, well, it seems like, I may have said something that offended you. It feels like, you're not comfortable with the situation. And these are simple statements, but I wish I had known them, 40, 50 years ago to ask those questions. It's important for people to own a long-term care insurance plan. I believe that it helps people to not feel alone, not feel that they're asking their family members to be their caregivers. It's also important for people's careers. And this is something that does become more apparent with companies, that they need to offer long-term care plans to their employees, because a greater and greater percentage of the employees have people that they have to be responsible for their care. And it's curtailing their careers, or it's delaying their careers, or it's even ruining their careers because they have to leave promising opportunities in order to care for family and friends.